Super Mario Sunshine is much more broken than you might have realized. There are many weird and insane glitches littered throughout the game, including ones that I didn't even know existed. Some of you may not believe how easy glitches can be, so instead of telling you about it, let me just show you instead.
Are you not entertained?
So wait, what even happened here? Well, it turns out that if you really want to crash the game, all you have to do is press Z and reset at the same time. It may help for you to hold the reset button, and at the same time you let go of it, press Z. At least, that's what helped me with this stupidly easy trick, and you can do this anywhere.
But why would you want to?
Like last time, a lot of these glitches will work with the 3D All-Stars version of the game. In fact, there's a small oversight you can find using this, or the European release. There's an option in the European GameCube version for languages, which you'll want to switch to Italian for this. If you have the 3D All-Stars version, all you have to do is go to the Switch system settings and change the console language to Italian. Just remember where that option is again to fix it. Now that you're fully immersed in the language of Mario, head over to Gelato Beach's 8th mission. Along the beach, you'll find this little hut with a sign in front of it. Considering the game is in Italian, if you read the sign, for whatever reason there will be 2 text boxes instead of 1. This will inevitably cause the game to softlock. Try all you might, you're not getting out of this one.
We'll see about that.
In addition to crashes and softlocking, there are even more things you can clip through. Using the hover nozzle while the spinning wheel in Bianco Hills rolls over you will cause you to fall out of bounds. Of course, if you stand on the floor out of bounds too long, you'll die. In Noki Bay's 2nd mission, you can carry this trampoline by spraying it with water. If you head in this direction up against this corner and then throw the trampoline, it will grow big again and clip you through the wall. You can hover from here and use it to carry you to the shrine for that mission, skipping the blooper fight altogether. Believe it or not, you can also clip through walls using fruit. Maybe not in real life, cause either you'll end up destroying the merchandise, or look like a fool doing something you saw in a YouTube video. Rather, placing fruit down a small distance away from the wall, and then jumping behind said fruit can clip you through the wall. For instance, you can clip into the small room with a shine, where you're normally supposed to break open the door using the turbo nozzle. Yeah, that's cool, but did you know that fruit can launch you into space?
Why didn't Elon think to do this soon? Help.
Well, sort of. There's a pianta on a roof in Delfino Plaza. If you talk to him, he's gonna want some money from you in exchange for throwing you to some unknown location. After giving this guy chump change and worrying about the possible stranger danger, he'll make good on his word by throwing you through a window into a nearby building. There's a climbable ceiling in here, and it's using this that we can launch ourselves beyond imagination. But first, you'll want to escape the building by flipping and then hovering to the open window, which you can grab onto. Then go collect any fruit you can grab. For instance, I'll be using a banana bunch. Spin jumping to get back onto the roof. Place it as high up on this ledge as you can. Then jump back through the open window, being careful not to collect the shine, and grab onto the ceiling below where the banana is. You'll notice your fruit will slide down. While this is happening, you'll want to press A a couple times so Mario smacks the ceiling, and doing this will actually push you through the wall while still maintaining the grab pose. You can't move around at all with this, but eventually you'll warp all the way up? You're still grabbing onto nothing, but you can't do much here. I'm not quite sure how high you get, cause it seems like you can fall down forever. You may recall that you have to unlock some of the levels by fighting these goop monsters, after which you'll watch a small cutscene that shows the level entrance popping up out of the ground.
This means nothing to me.
You can skip this cutscene and go right back into Bianco with the right setup. Like the other goop monsters, you'll have to fight it in 2 waves. You can do the first 3 hits on him up close, after which you'll want to stand just outside of this walkway. You can still shoot the monster's mouth from here, and right after you squirt your last bit of water, you'll want to prepare a water slide by spraying water on the ground and diving. Hopefully your shot actually counts and finishes Mr. Goop, otherwise you'll want to go back to set up for the final shot. If successful, when you're sliding across the ground, hold forward to get to the entrance of Bianco as fast as possible, then for good measure, Switch to the hover nozzle and hover in front of the entrance. Hopefully, if you timed it right, you should enter Bianco, causing a glitched out cutscene to take place. But all that does is skip a fairly small cutscene. What about something that saves you a good amount of time? Look no further than this trick, known as Honey Skip. The namesake comes from the person who found it, Japanese speedrunner Honey SM64, though this original find was performed without a proper setup, as the version that exists today is a lot more consistent. When you're playing through the game and this cutscene plays upon going back to Delfino Plaza, head over to that area, but don't activate the cutscene. Instead, you want to grab onto the slanted walkway up against this tower, where you'll want to center the camera behind you while doing so. Afterwards, doing a single jump followed by a spin jump will get you a good amount of height, from which you can then hover while holding forward. When you see Mario starting to clip into the roof, stop hovering and let the momentum carry him forward. Though you may at some point want to tap back just a bit, as you could go too far forward and clip back in bounds. Around this point you'll want to dive, followed by a ground pound shortly after. Make sure that while you're falling, you bring the camera closer by holding the right stick up. This will help you get a better visualization for the next part. You'll land inside the building, but be careful, as this is also considered out of bounds. To prevent dying, jump and then move back while midair. You will eventually see Mario's shadow disappear. When that happens, just slowly move forward until the moment his shadow reappears. Then hold L or ZL on Switch, and move to the right until you see about 1.5 blocks to the left of this dark block. Finally, switch to the hover nozzle and hover, then ground pound and hold the left trigger, switching back to the regular spray nozzle while doing so, and while still holding the left trigger, hold left on the control stick. If correctly done, Mario should die and respawn over by the cannon to Pinna Park, where you'll have skipped the prior cutscene explaining why you're even here. Seeing as how you can get to Pinna Park now, play through the missions until you beat Mission 4. Doing this will unlock Yoshi just outside of the park, which is where you can perform a skip to bypass Mission 5. But first, go back into Pinna and select the third mission. Next, spawn the fruit that Yoshi wants. You can find out where the fruit spawns in the sand from this fruit map, thanks to Reddit user Borgolomor. Once you've freed our friend from his shell of a prison, there will be a papaya and a durian that spawn near the entrance to the park. Spawn those, and eat the durian right away. Then hop off Yoshi, pick up the papaya and yeet that shit off into the distance, past the park's entrance. Get back on Yoshi, making sure you've got the attention of these winged Strollin' Stews, so they follow you towards this little hill. Once you've confirmed they're in your area, dismount off Yoshi in the middle of this little walkway, then stand next to him while on the hill, and hover just slightly. You should hop on Yoshi while inside the floor. Here you'll want to maneuver very carefully inside this walkway, as moving too far left will pop you back in bounds, and moving too far right can get you stuck. Make sure you're moving much like I do, stopping and turning back a bit to get the stews to catch up with you. Once they can follow you again, walk along this line until you're past the park's entrance. Finally, you want to make sure the stews are flying in the direction of the merry-go-round. Once they are and you're close to these stairs, ground pound and spray Yoshi's juice to turn them into rideable platforms. If you were fast enough through all this, the papaya that you yeeted should still be there. Eat that and quickly hop on the platform. When on this platform, don't get too close to the edge, as you may just get stuck and eventually die far below the map. But if you've made it to the merry-go-round, you can safely hop off the platform above the spinning floor, where you can then find the empty spot that requires a Yoshi to get into Mission 6's secret. Keep in mind, doing this skip can be pretty hard to do on Mission 3, as I should know it took me almost an hour to get this done. If this is the case, you can perform the same skip but on Mission 5, where the fast flying stews are swapped out for these slower swiping stews. Alright, let's relax and do something a lot easier.
Relax. I'm relaxed.
In Pianta Village's third mission, Shadow Mario will steal Flood from you, leaving you to figure out how to maneuver a lava-ridden Pianta Village by yourself. You can use these gusts of wind that spawn along the bridge to give yourself temporary invincibility to get across the level quickly. If you're fast enough to get close to the lava's edge, to where the wind gusts will attack you there, you can do one of two things. Either jump and then spin jump over to this closer mushroom, followed up by jump side flips to get across these mushrooms to this platform, or quickly dive, roll out, and then spin jump dive over to this further mushroom to get to the same place. You're meant to get here anyway, as you'll recover your lost flood to clean this guy off and get the shine. Speaking of cleaning, in Noki Bay's 4th mission, you're meant to clean an eel's teeth, as that's been polluting Noki's waters. When you're near the end of cleaning his teeth, if you strategically take damage while finishing off the last tooth, either by hoping that you'll get damaged from being under the water too long, or by running into the final tooth while cleaning it, you'll skip having to watch the final 2 cutscenes of the eel and the shine appearing, as well as the very slow descent to get to the shine, potentially adding a week to your life expectancy.
I wouldn't know though, cause I'm not a doctor.
No way! If you didn't think there were enough ways to crash the game, you're in luck, as if you collect a shine the same time a blue coin cutscene starts. For example, in Serena Beach's 7th mission, upon spraying a blue coin graffiti while being in the spot for Shadow Mario's shine sprite, the camera will pan out, but the game will go kaput. Oh, but that's not all. On the Japanese GameCube version, there's a somewhat well-known exclusive crash. In Delfino Plaza, you want to go around spraying signs, open windows, and anything else that will give you coins, as well as checking all the different tunnel systems. Don't forget about the one in the sand at the beach. But you only want to collect 99 coins. Afterwards, head over to this pipe on the left side of the map, either by using the rocket nozzle, or using a well-timed wall jump and hover. It's in this pipe that you can collect the 100th coin, which would normally spawn a shine sprite. Spawning this Pokey and spraying him up against the wall. Collect the 100th coin and... yeah, that's it. This crash only happens on the Japanese version. As in any other version, the shine will spawn so you can collect it. Though this crash happens as they never placed a spawn point for the shine to go on this mission. There were even more glitches we covered in this video, but if you haven't seen the first part, check it out by either clicking here or scanning this QR code. With that being said, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care and peace.